Favorite calisthenic move?
Muscle up.
Easy, huh? Pull-ups or chin-ups?
Pull up.
Favorite thing to do on your rest day?
Eat.
Okay. Favorite cheat meal?
Pizza.
Electric car or gas car?
Gas car.
When you travel, do you like to go to a tropical place or a city place?
Tropical.
Coffee or energy drink?
Coffee.
PA7 or NAD3?
PA7.
Favorite sport?
Baseball.
Okay. Dodgers or Angels?
Dodgers.
Clippers or Lakers?
Honestly, I'm not a fan of either.
What was the first big purchase that you had?
I was wanted a muscle car and I was a muscle AGT.
Wow. Great choice. For the viewer listening, can you give a little bit of general background on who you are?
My name is Frank Medrano and I'm a calisthenics trainer and expert.
You talked a little bit about calisthenics. People use the city as a workout gym, right? Like on telephone poles, whatever it is. So they do all these different things. Do you remember the first time that you worked out? And what was that like?
Worked out in general?
Yeah, worked out in general. How did you get introduced to fitness?
I didn't start this as planned. I didn't want to be this. I was just a normal guy working at a Costco full-time with aspirations of becoming a police officer.
Did you play sports in high school?
I played sports in high school. I was a track athlete.
Okay.
I've shared a few things about it. I was a pole vaulter and I was a sprinter. But I was just doing it for the sport. And for me, I just wanted to be really fast. Mm-hmm. I want to be really fast and I want to jump really high with that pole. So that was just high school. Once high school finished, it didn't translate. I graduated, you get freedom, you start making money. It's like, oh, I want to go here, I want to buy this. And like, I totally forgot about fitness, man. I was just like going out and drinking and partying and, breaking some laws that, I don't want to repeat it because I don't want, I don't know what the statute of limitations are and stuff, but nothing really serious, but, just drinking, partying, getting out drunk, driving under the influence, getting with girls that were just getting me into trouble and getting me into trouble in the job too, like dating girls in my job and getting me into trouble with that. Almost getting fired from different jobs, and being heartbroken too. It's just, when you're young and you get your heart broken, it's just, your confidence isn't as developed. So it was just getting out of hand. And because for me, like my aspirations as I was doing these things were getting lower and lower. And, and it wasn't until like I reached rock bottom where like I was completely out of shape. I was in debt because I was wasting a bunch of money and just spending on random stuff. I had my heart broken. Everything kind of just like, it was just rock bottom for me. And, I felt unattractive and I felt as a man, like, what am I gonna, even I was already getting at an age where like, what can I even offer a girl or at this stage in my life? And I felt old, I felt like my life was just like, my potential was just ending, because I was fairly young still, mid-20s, late 20s, but I felt that, wow, this is gonna be it. This is my rest of my life. Like this, it looks like it was going in a downward spiral. So for me, that was my low. It's like, dude, like, what am I doing with my life? It seems like it's just going, I'm not going anywhere, So that was just my low. And the gym was kind of started and kind of saved my life, just fitness. So me going to the gym, I felt like very like low confidence. I felt very intimidated looking at everyone else, with, they're all shredded, they have muscles, they have abs, and I felt like, just like out of breath. So because of that and me wanting to get in shape, I stumbled onto calisthenics, just looking around on YouTube for videos on how to get in shape. And for me, that's when I discovered videos in calisthenics, people were like, the Barbarians, Bar Stars, Calisthenic Kings. And I saw these people doing some really crazy stuff on the bar. And I wanted to do that. It's like, I forgot about wanting to get in shape. I just wanted to do what they did. I thought it was really cool. And for me, it was just a fun thing. I wanted to be able to put my own YouTube videos out there like, hey, look at me, get their attention. Like I could do it too. Thank you for the inspiration, right?
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? This is Frank Medrano, and these are the Calisthenic Kings requirements.
So I started putting out videos and slowly, the thing is that I would say that it became a passion for me. Like I was addicted to it. I got something just like lit up in me when I saw it, and it's like I convinced myself that I wanted to do that. Mm-hmm. So I did spend a lot of time and hours, and I was addicted. I would go to sleep thinking about what I could learn, how I could get stronger. And as I got stronger over the months and the years, and I created these videos, I was getting a lot of attention, and obviously I liked it. And the process of me kind of learning it on my own, I was able to like crack the codes on how to learn some of these moves. And teaching it. I started building my own little team here. It was the Barholics, and I started meeting people at the gym. They saw me doing all these things. They're like, oh, cool, I want to learn how to do that. And I just brought them into my my circle and I started teaching them, and they started getting really good too. And then we all became good at it. So then we aspired, like, oh, you know what? Let's start being trainers. They start teaching this. Let's do boot camps. So we started doing boot camps. We started training people, gathering people at the park. We got really good at it, and it got a point into my career as far as like I was already processing with the sheriffs, with the police, and by that time I was already good. And I met my wife. At some point, it was maybe like 2 or 3 years, there was nothing happening with this. Like I was really busting my butt with calisthenics. I wasn't really making anything from it. I was, I really wanted to be a cop. Mm-hmm. So at that point, I met my wife, and I was like, I need to make a decision. What do I need to do? Because she was also processing with the police. Yeah. And it's something that we kind of connected. Like, you know what? I'm going to just go all in with the sheriffs. So I kind of gave up. I told my wife, you know what? And that's what attracted her to me, is like she saw my videos, like, oh, I want to learn that too. And, it was fun training with her. And I told her, you know what? I'm done with the calisthenics. I even made a farewell video, and she was all sad about it, right? But in the meantime, me and her, I don't know, I saw something in her. She was really motivated. She was really learning some of these things.
Yeah.
And especially, I was already high up there, like really skilled in some of these moves. And she's very impressive too, because she's a Marine. She's a very hard worker. She's very strong. And then back in my mind is like, let's start filming some of these things. I want to just film these things and just have it. And then eventually we filmed a lot of stuff. And then she introduced me to this song that she really liked. It was a workout song by Rob Bailey and the Hustle Standard. It was called Hungry. And when I heard it, it was like, whoa, I got an idea. Let's put all the video clips that we recorded and put it to this song right there. And I know what angles to get. And I told her, like, I finished it, and I told her, you know what? When we upload this video, it's gonna go viral. People are just gonna trip out, because no one's ever seen calisthenics and gym stuff together. So that combination of us in that video, the day we uploaded, like we even got the artists. We got Dana Lynn Bailey and Rob Bailey, the artist. Like she messaged her, she's like, oh, the video is so good. Can we share it?
Yeah.
And the moment they shared it, it just went viral everywhere on Facebook, everywhere. And then it just blew up. And all of a sudden I saw like all these people coming. My numbers started increasing in social media, so did hers. And all these people asking for more stuff, more videos, more help. And then I thought, what if I got a videographer really skilled that could capture very cinematically my best moves? I want to just put my best moves out there now that everyone's looking at me. You got people in the news, people whatever, like looking at me. Like I want to put my best out there. And I have this song that I've been holding on for years. And I've been envisioning myself with this song, the same moves. And like, let me give it my all now. Let me put my best moves with this song, with the videographer. And then I knew that when it was done, and I didn't even upload it, I knew like, dude, this is gonna skyrocket me to being recognized worldwide. And I don't know why, but I knew it was gonna happen. It was a superhuman video. And then, left and right, I was getting hit up everywhere, from big companies in South Korea, Germany, the UK. I was in newspapers, I was in news stations all over the world. And like, because of the fame that I was able to get, it interfered with me being a police officer. I was already in the background investigation, and I had to make a choice. Like, am I going to go all in with the police? It seems like I have an opportunity, I'm in the background. Or do I take advantage of this situation where like I'm viral and I'm making, good money? The main thing of me being a police officer, I wanted to help people. Mm-hmm. I saw a lot of people reaching out to me. I want to be able to help out more people. They want to learn calisthenics. So that's when I started creating programs online. I started creating ebooks. I started with ebooks, beginner, intermediate, advanced, teaching some of these moves, creating appropriate workouts for people to start, how to advance. And then from there, I was able to build on my business. I was able to reach out to more people all over the world by helping them learn calisthenics, asking me questions. And then around that time, I was able to leave Costco. I want to be able to help not just people physically with their health and their fitness, but I want to be able to help their spiritual health as well. And I've been able to start doing that. I've had some small seminars and boot camps where Me and my men's group, we get together and we invite people and we have a workout and we pray afterwards. And we have a small little Bible study. And that's kind of something that I've been working on and I've been really excited about. It's just like creating that connection with our faith and fitness. You know, because when you get in shape and you really work on your fitness, it's something that, it's a lifestyle that you bring in. It's the same thing with your faith. When you start working with your spiritual health and you start reading the Bible and learning the Bible, you become more like in God's image. But I was getting people messaging me left and right that, you know, because of you, I didn't commit suicide. I was on the verge of committing suicide. You know, my confidence, you know, you saved my marriage. You helped me with my confidence. Because of you, I was able to get this job that had nothing to do with fitness, but it gave them confidence because I got them into shape and I got these people to feel different about themselves with calisthenics. You know, I think there's a connection there where, you know, when you're able to learn things that are like, be able to learn things to be able to master with your own body, it gives you a next level of confidence that I think weight training doesn't give. You know, when you're able to really tap into things that you're able to do physically with your body, that you could function wise, it just like, it opens up your mind to like, be able to think that you could just do anything you want, whatever that may be, whatever your goal is, you just go all in. It's a fulfilling career that I've embraced ever since then. You know, ever since I got that attention and I was able to reach out and help people in fitness. You know, I just stepped on the gas pedal and was just, okay, I want to help more and more people more, to the point now where like I have a platform that I eventually turned into the blueprint. Whatever your age, where you're a male, female, whatever your goal is, you want to just lose weight, you want to just get strong. Also create a mindset to be able to help you get to whatever you want to be.
So what about somebody that's older, right? So say it's, because calisthenics I think is a little bit more athletic. I mean, that's just my own interpretation of it, but I could be completely wrong. Have you had people that have been older that you've helped get into calisthenics, and does it apply to people of a little bit older age group?
Yeah, it definitely applies. The beauty with calisthenics is it doesn't discriminate on age. And a perfect example is one man by the name of Robert Durbin. And he started in his late 50s. And, you know, God bless him, he's overcome cancer, but he had cancer. He started not just calisthenics, but he started fitness in general. And he started because of this cancer. And he started because he was out of shape and he wanted to live the rest of his years being able to play with his grandchildren. And he wasn't able to. He was tired, he was out of shape. So he was motivated. So perfect example, him in his late 50s, starting from scratch, not knowing anything. And he started with the basics. He started with calisthenics, but with the basics I mentioned before. You know, understanding that when you're older, you have to take in consideration your nutrition. Mm-hmm. So you have to be able to fix certain things first. You got to be able to eat healthy. You got to start doing cardiovascular exercises like walking, brisk walking, light jogging if you can, because starting any workout, you're going to need that cardiovascular health. And he took it and ran with it. You know, you see his pictures now, you see his videos now, he's in his 60s now, shredded with abs. You know, he could do some levers, some human flags even. All the stuff that you see me do, you see him do partially and you're like, wow. You know, he's a perfect example of someone who started in his late 50s and he looks like someone that you want to be like when you reach that age.
What's some advice you'd give to somebody just starting out in calisthenics?
Yeah, calisthenics can be intimidating, especially if your base is very low. But my advice for anyone starting off is starting with the basics, the push-ups, the pull-ups, the dips, the squats, and whatever level you're in, as far as like the modification, just start at the very bottom of it and then work your way up. But you have to do your reps. So just because you can't do any push-ups doesn't mean you can't do push-ups. You got to just find the right modification and do that version until you're able to do the push-ups. But you just got to get your reps in. You just got to get your reps in, and you know, it's okay to humble yourself and start with resistance bands for help, for example, on your pull-ups or push-ups on your knees or doing negatives. And eventually your body will get stronger. You start building the muscle fibers required for those exercises, and then your body just naturally adapts and they get stronger with any of those exercises.
I want to talk about kind of your supplement regime and your fitness philosophy. So let's talk about, how did you get introduced with high performance nutrition? Can you give the viewers a little bit of background on that?
I had a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, him is Sean Torbati. Mm-hmm. And he kind of introduced himself to me a long time ago when he first started the company, and it's because I was doing the fitness events with the expos and he was there too. And he was just starting out, and you know, I kept friendship with him, and you know, he's a good friend since then. And over time, you know, I maintained that friendship, and over time I kept, you know, my eye on him, and like we talked, and I see how he kept growing. You know, he kept growing his company. He started with, a few products, and it ended up being like these really exciting products that you have today, like, PA7 and M6 and NAD3. He introduced them to me, and he told me, hey, Frank, I got these really cool supplements that I think they would really help. The one he told me about that really caught my eye was like PA7. He's like, PA7, like he talked it up to me really well. I was like, wow, like, this is something that's really gonna help you, especially because, you train a lot of, strength exercises, and like, it's gonna help you, build more lean quality muscle, get you stronger, build you more strength endurance. So, I was all in. So he gave me a free bottle, and I tried it, and literally within a few days, because I feel like I'm very seasoned, so I know when something works and something doesn't, because I've taken everything. I've taken protein, creatine, anything you could think of, NO products, and within a few days, I noticed it. Like, what is this? Like, how am I stronger? How am I able to do more reps? How is my strength endurance more? And even taking it even further, it's like, wow, how am I looking even better? Why am I harder? Why are my muscles harder, more fuller? And it's just taking this. So after that, I didn't ask him for more. I was grateful for it. I just kept buying it on my own. I just kept buying it on my own for a good while, because it was just working so well for me. I was like, wow, this is like, there's no side effects. This is really helping me with my reps. I'm able to just rep more. I would have friends come in, work out with me. Dude, they can't keep up. No one could keep up. And I'm talking about, because I'm already like seasoned, with push-ups and pull-ups, but dude, we're talking about like me all of a sudden, like I just keep going. I just don't get tired. Some people tap out, I don't. I could go into do weights, go back to calisthenics. A lot of people are tired, they tap out, I could keep going. So because of that, that's why that supplement became my favorite supplement. And I told Sean about it, and I kept him in the loop about it, and that's when he told me, you know what, let's give you these other supplements too. Let's see what you think, and like the M6 and the NAD, and just the synergy of all three of them. And that's when it's like, wow, I just feel amazing. I feel younger too now with the NAD3. I feel like my recovery, everything is even better. I feel like the synergy with taking the creatine, the NAD3, the PA7, is just like a match made in heaven for someone who wants to be strong, shredded, and have a lot of strength and endurance to keep going. And sure enough, everyone all my friends and everyone that I tell it, like, they take it every time without fail.
Any parting words that you want to have for the viewer listening?
I'd just like to thank everyone that stopped by to watch this video. I really appreciate all the support. Really excited to work on more new content, more new projects. So if there's anything that you'd like to see, just comment, let me know, and I'll get to it.